Jessica Long's journey began in the unlikeliest of places, thousands of miles from her future home in America, in a Siberian orphanage. Born in Bratsk, Russia, on February 29, 1992, she was given the name Tatiana Olegovna Kirilova. Her birth parents, unable to care for her, placed her in an orphanage shortly after birth. Jessica was born with fibular hemimelia, a rare condition that left her without fibulas, ankles, heels, and most of the bones in her feet. This condition would shape her physical challenges, but it was her adoption into a loving American family that shaped her future and fostered the fierce determination that would eventually make her a Paralympic icon. When Jessica was 13 months old, her life changed forever. She was adopted by Steve and Beth Long, a couple from Baltimore, Maryland, who had a deep desire to open their home to a child in need. The Longs, already parents to several children, welcomed Jessica into their family with open arms, giving her a new start in a country far from her birthplace. For Jessica, her adoption was more than just a physical move. It was the beginning of a journey filled with love, support, and opportunities that would enable her to overcome her physical challenges. Her early years in Baltimore were marked by an intense outpouring of care from her adoptive family. The Longs were well aware of Jessica's condition and the significant medical hurdles she would face. By the time she was 18 months old, it became clear that, to give her the best chance at mobility and independence, both of Jessica's legs would need to be amputated below the knee. While this decision was incredibly difficult for her family, it allowed Jessica to eventually use prosthetic legs, granting her greater freedom of movement as she grew. Despite these challenges, Jessica's childhood was not defined by her disability. The Long family never treated her as if she were limited, encouraging her to explore the world just like her siblings. Her parents' attitude was one of empowerment. They wanted her to understand that her condition did not have to hold her back. This mindset was instrumental in shaping Jessica's positive outlook on life and fostering a spirit of resilience that would become the hallmark of her athletic career. From a young age, Jessica was an active child, always seeking adventure and movement. Her family's support allowed her to explore her physical capabilities without fear or hesitation. Whether climbing trees or racing around the neighborhood, Jessica found ways to push her limits. Her parents encouraged this spirit, allowing her to grow up in an environment where she was never made to feel different from her peers. As Jessica grew older, her adoptive parents played a crucial role in helping her understand her past and embrace her identity. They were open about her adoption, making sure she knew about her Russian heritage while fully integrating her into their American life. This openness gave Jessica a strong sense of belonging and security, allowing her to feel loved and accepted for who she was, regardless of her origins or her physical condition. Her parents' unwavering belief in her potential laid the foundation for Jessica's future success, both as an athlete and as an advocate for people with disabilities. They made sure she had access to the best medical care, the most advanced prosthetics, and, most importantly, the emotional support she needed to thrive. It was this nurturing environment that set Jessica on the path to discovering her passion for swimming, a sport that would become her refuge and, ultimately, her platform for achieving greatness. The significance of Jessica's adoption extends far beyond the story of a child finding a loving home. It speaks to the transformative power of love and opportunity. Without the Long family's decision to adopt Jessica, her life could have taken a very different turn. Instead, their support enabled her to defy the limitations imposed by her condition and to dream of a future where anything was possible. This deep well of familial love and encouragement would fuel Jessica's determination to not only succeed but to become one of the greatest Paralympic swimmers of all time. Jessica's early life in Baltimore, surrounded by a family who believed in her, provided the foundation for the resilience and competitive spirit that would later define her career. Her adoption gave her a new life, one in which her disability was not a barrier but a stepping stone to achieving extraordinary things. Jessica Long's introduction to swimming came at an early age, a discovery that would profoundly shape the trajectory of her life. From the moment she was able to move, Jessica was a bundle of energy, constantly seeking ways to challenge her body and mind. Her adoptive parents, recognizing her boundless spirit, encouraged her to try a variety of sports. However, it was in the water that Jessica found her true calling. At age 10, Jessica began swimming competitively with the Greater Baltimore Swim Club, where she quickly fell in love with the sport. For Jessica, the water provided a unique sense of freedom that no other environment could offer. On land, she relied on prosthetics, but in the pool, she was free to move without the constraints of her disability. The water became a place where she could push her physical limits and explore her potential without the aid of prosthetics. It was an experience of liberation and empowerment that deeply resonated with her. Her parents, Steve and Beth Long, were incredibly supportive of Jessica's growing passion for swimming. They encouraged her to pursue the sport not just as a way to stay active, but as an outlet for her competitive nature. The Long family never saw Jessica's disability as something that should limit her, and they instilled this belief in her from a young age. Swimming, in particular, was a sport where Jessica's tenacity and drive could shine, and her parents ensured she had the resources and emotional support to pursue it fully. Swimming also allowed Jessica to channel her fierce competitive spirit. She thrived in an environment where individual achievement and self-improvement were central. Each lap in the pool became an opportunity to test her limits, to see how fast and far she could go. Her natural athleticism, coupled with her determination, quickly set her apart from her peers. By the time she was competing in her first swim meets, it became evident that Jessica had found her element. The pool became a refuge for her, somewhere her disability faded into the background, and her focus could shift entirely to her performance and skill. For Jessica, swimming wasn't just about winning races, it was about the feeling of power and autonomy she experienced in the water. As she spent more time in the pool, she began to realize that she had a unique talent. Her coaches saw her potential too, and with their guidance, Jessica started setting her sights on larger competitions. By the age of 12, Jessica's talent had skyrocketed, and she qualified for the 2004 Athens Paralympics, an extraordinary feat for such a young athlete. The realization that she could compete at an international level was a defining moment for her. It was during this time that Jessica began to understand not only her ability as a swimmer but also her potential to inspire others. Jessica's introduction to swimming was not just about discovering a sport she loved, it was about finding a place where she could fully express her physical and competitive strengths. Her journey in the water, fueled by the unwavering support of her parents, set the stage for her ascent to Paralympic greatness. What started as an outlet for her energy and a way to challenge herself quickly evolved into a lifelong passion and a platform where she could redefine the limits of what was possible. Jessica Long's path to Paralympic greatness began in local swim meets where her exceptional talent quickly became evident. From the start, her coaches recognized her raw potential as she outpaced competitors despite her young age and unique physical challenges. Swimming provided a platform for Jessica to channel her intense focus and drive, and it wasn't long before she started turning heads at more competitive levels. Jessica's breakthrough came when she began competing in national adaptive sports events, catching the attention of U.S. Paralympic coaches. At just 12 years old, Jessica qualified for the 2004 Athens Paralympic Games, an extraordinary feat for someone so young. The qualification was a testament not only to her physical capabilities, but also to her determination and mental resilience. She was thrust onto the global stage alongside elite athletes, some of whom had years of experience over her. However, Jessica took it all in stride, demonstrating a maturity and composure beyond her years. Managing the pressure of competing internationally at such a young age was no easy task, but Jessica's steadfast focus helped her maintain balance. The weight of representing Team USA, combined with the overwhelming atmosphere of the Paralympic Games, could have easily intimidated a 12-year-old. However, Jessica embraced the challenge with an athlete's mentality, seeing it as an opportunity rather than a burden. Her family and coaches provided unwavering support, helping her navigate the stress of elite competition while still enjoying the sport she loved. In Athens, Jessica exceeded all expectations. She won 3 gold medals in swimming, including victories in the 100-meter freestyle and 400-meter freestyle events. Her performance stunned both her competitors and the international audience, setting the stage for what would become a legendary Paralympic career. Jessica's success at such a young age proved that she wasn't just a promising talent, she was already one of the best in the world. This early exposure to high-stakes competition forged her into a mentally strong and focused athlete, lessons she would carry throughout her career. The experience in Athens helped shape Jessica's mindset going forward. Competing at an elite level so early in life taught her how to manage nerves, maintain focus under pressure, and continue improving even in the face of success. It also ignited a fierce competitive drive. Far from being content with her early victories, Jessica set her sights on pushing the limits of what she could achieve. Her first Paralympic experience solidified her resolve to become one of the greatest athletes in her sport, a dream she would relentlessly pursue in the years to come. Jessica's rise through the ranks of competitive swimming, culminating in her 2004 Paralympic debut, marked the beginning of a career that would see her dominate the sport for decades. Her early success on the international stage not only shaped her future as an athlete but also paved the way for her to become a role model and inspiration for people with disabilities around the world. The lessons learned during those formative years in Athens laid the foundation for a career defined by perseverance, resilience, and an unyielding drive to be the best. Throughout her career, Jessica Long has faced numerous physical and emotional challenges, enduring injuries, surgeries, and the mental toll that comes with competing at the highest level of elite sports. Despite these setbacks, she has demonstrated incredible resilience and determination, continually pushing forward to maintain her status as one of the most decorated Paralympians in history. One of Jessica's most significant physical challenges has been the ongoing management of her amputated legs. Born with fibular hemimelia, she underwent multiple surgeries as a child to amputate her legs below the knees, which allowed her to use prosthetics. As a swimmer, however, she still faced unique physical demands on her body, including the need to adapt her technique to her prosthetic limbs. Over the years, she has endured additional surgeries to alleviate pain and improve her mobility, which took a considerable toll on her training and performance. Injuries, both acute and chronic, have also been a recurring challenge. The intense physical strain of training, especially with the additional pressure on her upper body due to the lack of lower leg muscles, often led to shoulder, arm, and back injuries. These physical setbacks required Jessica to balance rehabilitation with competition schedules, often forcing her to take time away from the pool. The constant cycle of injury, recovery, and re-entry into competition could have easily discouraged her, but Jessica's mental fortitude carried her through these difficult periods. Beyond the physical pain, Jessica faced the emotional weight of maintaining her performance while dealing with the pressures of public expectation. As one of the most visible athletes in Paralympic sports, the world watched as she competed in multiple Paralympic Games, each time with the expectation that she would continue her winning streak. The stress of living up to these expectations, combined with the isolation that often accompanies an athlete's life, took a mental toll on Jessica. In several interviews, Jessica has openly discussed the psychological challenges she faced, particularly after major injuries or surgeries that kept her out of the water for extended periods. She battled feelings of frustration, fear, and even doubt about whether she would be able to return to her previous form. Yet, it was her mental toughness, built up through years of overcoming obstacles, that allowed her to persevere. Jessica relied on her support network, including her coaches, family, and sports psychologists, to help her regain focus and perspective during these times. Jessica's ability to maintain her focus on long-term goals, even in the face of repeated setbacks, has been a hallmark of her career. She has always kept her eyes on the bigger picture, understanding that each setback was part of a longer journey. Whether it was returning from surgery or pushing through the pain of training, Jessica's resilience has been the driving force behind her continued success. Her commitment to her goals, coupled with an unwavering belief in her ability to overcome adversity, has kept her at the top of her sport for nearly 2 decades. In the end, it is not just her physical achievements that make Jessica Long remarkable, it is her extraordinary mental strength. She has repeatedly proven that setbacks, no matter how severe, are just another challenge to be met with determination and grace. Through her perseverance, Jessica has shown that true greatness is not defined by the absence of obstacles, but by the ability to rise above them time and time again. Jessica Long's defining moment came at the 2012 London Paralympic Games, where she cemented her legacy as one of the greatest Paralympic swimmers of all time. At these games, Jessica won an astonishing 5 gold medals, adding to her already impressive collection of medals from previous Paralympic Games. Her performance in London was a testament to years of hard work, perseverance, and an unyielding commitment to excellence. The 2012 Paralympics represented the pinnacle of Jessica's swimming career. She had already competed in the 2004 Athens Paralympics at just 12 years old, where she won 3 gold medals, and followed that up with 4 gold medals at the 2008 Beijing Paralympics. By the time she arrived in London, the expectations were immense, not only from the public but from herself. However, rather than succumbing to the pressure, Jessica thrived in the highly competitive atmosphere, delivering some of the best performances of her career. Jessica's 5 gold medals in London came across a variety of events, showcasing her versatility as a swimmer. She dominated in the 100-meter butterfly, 100-meter breaststroke, 100-meter freestyle, 200-meter individual medley, and the 400-meter freestyle. Her ability to excel across multiple strokes and distances highlighted the depth of her talent and her relentless drive to be the best in her sport. Reaching the pinnacle of her sport at the London Games was both a personal and professional triumph for Jessica. For her, the victories weren't just about the medals, they were about proving to herself that all the sacrifices, the grueling training sessions, and the painful recoveries were worth it. Standing atop the podium 5 times, with the world watching, was a validation of the years of hard work and the challenges she had overcome. It was a moment of personal pride, but also a deeply emotional experience, knowing how far she had come since her early days as a child adopted from a Siberian orphanage. Emotionally, these wins also carried a deeper significance for Jessica. They represented not just her own personal triumphs, but also the broader triumph of athletes with disabilities, showing the world the incredible potential and strength of Paralympians. Jessica has often spoken about the importance of inspiring others through her achievements, and the 2012 Games were a platform where she was able to do just that. Her victories weren't just personal, they symbolized a broader movement toward the recognition and celebration of athletes with disabilities on the global stage. Looking back on London, Jessica has described it as one of the most significant moments of her career. It was the culmination of a journey that began when she was a little girl, using swimming to overcome her physical limitations, and it was a reminder of what is possible when determination, talent, and passion come together. The 2012 London Paralympics were more than just a series of races, they were Jessica Long's moment of glory. The defining chapter in a career marked by extraordinary achievements and unwavering resilience. Jessica Long's mental toughness has been a defining feature of her success as a Paralympic swimmer. Throughout her career, she has faced significant physical and psychological challenges, but it is her mental resilience that has allowed her to overcome obstacles and maintain her status as one of the greatest Paralympians of all time. From an early age, Jessica had to cultivate a strong sense of determination. Born without fibulas, ankles, or most of the bones in her feet, she underwent more than a dozen surgeries as a child, including the amputation of both legs. This early experience of enduring pain and recovery helped her develop a deep mental toughness. However, the physical challenges were only part of her journey. Jessica also had to cope with the pressures of elite competition from a very young age. Competing on the world stage, particularly as the 12-year-old at her first Paralympic Games in Athens in 2004, required a level of maturity beyond her years. Managing nerves, performance anxiety, and the immense pressure of representing Team USA became an integral part of her development as an athlete. Over time, Jessica learned how to use these pressures to fuel her competitive drive. She adopted mental strategies that allowed her to stay focused, such as visualizing her races and breaking down her goals into manageable parts. By compartmentalizing her tasks and staying in the moment, Jessica was able to minimize distractions and avoid being overwhelmed by the enormity of the stage she was on. The psychological pressures intensified as her success grew. With each Paralympic Games, the weight of public expectation and the scrutiny that comes with being a multiple gold medalist increased. Jessica had to manage not only her own high expectations, but also those of her fans, coaches, and the broader Paralympic community. To cope, she leaned on her support system, including family, coaches, and sports psychologists, who helped her stay grounded and maintain perspective. Jessica has often spoken about the emotional toll of competing at such a high level, describing the loneliness that sometimes accompanies the life of an elite athlete. The relentless pursuit of perfection can be isolating, but Jessica used these feelings to strengthen her resolve. She embraced the sacrifices and pushed through moments of doubt and fear, knowing that every setback was an opportunity for growth. In addition to the external pressures, Jessica faced the internal challenge of maintaining her motivation over the course of a long career. Competing in 5 Paralympic Games and collecting 29 Paralympic medals required her to continually reset her goals and find new sources of inspiration. She has attributed her sustained success to her love of the sport and her competitive nature, as well as her ability to focus on the process rather than just the outcomes. Jessica's mental resilience extends beyond the pool. She has become an advocate for adoption and disability awareness, using her platform to inspire others. The public scrutiny that comes with being a role model has been another layer of pressure, but Jessica has embraced this role, understanding that her story can motivate people to overcome their own challenges. Ultimately, Jessica Long's mental strength is a product of her life experiences, both in and out of the pool. Her ability to cope with the immense pressures of elite competition, combined with her resilience in the face of physical and emotional challenges, has been the key to her lasting success. Jessica Long's legacy in Paralympic swimming is unparalleled, cementing her as one of the most successful and influential athletes in adaptive sports. With 29 Paralympic medals, including 16 golds, she has not only set a new standard in swimming but has also played a key role in changing global perceptions of athletes with disabilities. Her dominance in the pool has had a far-reaching impact, both in her sport and in society's broader understanding of what it means to be an elite athlete. Jessica's success has brought significant visibility to Paralympic swimming. Her ability to compete at the highest level, across multiple games, has elevated the profile of adaptive sports, drawing attention to the incredible skill, dedication, and resilience required to compete. By consistently winning medals, Jessica shattered the notion that Paralympic athletes are any less accomplished or driven than their Olympic counterparts. Her performances have helped to bridge the gap between the Paralympic and Olympic movements, promoting a greater appreciation for adaptive sports on the world stage. Her dominance has also played a vital role in reshaping societal attitudes toward athletes with disabilities. Historically, athletes with disabilities were often viewed through a lens of sympathy rather than admiration. However, Jessica's performances, particularly her victories at the 2012 London Paralympics where she won 5 gold medals, helped shift that narrative. She demonstrated that athletes with disabilities should be celebrated for their athletic achievements and hard work, not merely for overcoming adversity. Jessica's fierce competitiveness, coupled with her poise and grace, has allowed her to transcend the label of disabled athlete and be recognized simply as a world-class athlete. Beyond her medals, Jessica's influence is felt in the inspiration she provides to the next generation of Paralympic swimmers and adaptive athletes. Her story, from being adopted from a Siberian orphanage to becoming a global Paralympic icon, has resonated with countless young athletes who see in her a role model. Jessica has shown that no matter the circumstances, success is possible with hard work and perseverance. Her advocacy work, particularly in raising awareness for adoption and promoting adaptive sports, has further expanded her legacy, motivating others to pursue their dreams regardless of the obstacles they face. In addition, her success has spurred growth in adaptive sports programs across the world. Young swimmers, especially those with disabilities, have seen what Jessica has achieved and now aspire to follow in her footsteps. Her career has opened doors for better funding, support, and opportunities for future Paralympians, creating a more inclusive environment for adaptive athletes to thrive. Jessica Long's 29 Paralympic medals not only represent her personal achievements but also signify a turning point in the recognition of Paralympic athletes globally. Her influence goes beyond the pool. She has helped change perceptions of what it means to be an elite athlete and inspired a new generation of athletes to reach for greatness, regardless of the challenges they face. As Jessica Long prepares for the 2024 Paralympic Games in Paris, she faces a new challenge. Competing at her 6th Paralympic Games while balancing the effects of age and managing injuries that have accumulated over her long and storied career. Despite these challenges, Jessica's unyielding determination and love for the sport continue to drive her forward in pursuit of more medals. Now in her early 30s, Jessica has had to adapt her training to meet the physical demands of her body as it changes with age. In her earlier years, her training focused heavily on intense conditioning, speed, and endurance. However, as she prepares for Paris, her routine has evolved to emphasize injury prevention, recovery, and longevity. She incorporates more cross-training activities like weightlifting, yoga, and low-impact exercises that allow her to maintain her strength and flexibility while reducing the wear and tear on her body. Recovery techniques, such as swimming at lower intensities, regular physiotherapy, and massage therapy, have become critical components of her routine, allowing her to remain competitive despite the physical toll of decades of elite-level training. Jessica's mental approach to the sport has also evolved. Having competed in 5 previous Paralympic Games, she has gained an incredible wealth of experience in managing the mental pressures of competition. For Jessica, preparation for Paris is not just about physical readiness, but also about maintaining a strong mindset. She relies on visualization techniques, focusing on her goals and breaking down each competition into manageable mental tasks to stay sharp and focused. The motivation to continue competing at such a high level comes from Jessica's deep love for swimming and the desire to push the limits of what she can achieve. She often speaks about her passion for the sport, emphasizing that it is not just about winning medals, but about constantly challenging herself to be better. As she approaches the 2024 Games, the possibility of adding to her already remarkable medal count is a powerful motivator, but so is the opportunity to inspire others. Jessica knows that her presence at the Games, defying age and injury, sends a message to young athletes, particularly those with disabilities, that perseverance and determination can overcome any challenge. In addition to personal goals, Jessica remains driven by her broader mission of advancing Paralympic sports and increasing visibility for athletes with disabilities. Competing at the 2024 Paralympics allows her to continue being a role model, not just for aspiring swimmers, but for anyone facing adversity. She has always seen her platform as a way to inspire others to believe in themselves and to showcase that success is possible, regardless of physical limitations. As Jessica Long prepares for the Paris 2024 Paralympics, her journey is a testament to the power of resilience and adaptation. Her evolved training, mental strength, and enduring motivation ensure that she will once again enter the world stage with the same determination that has defined her career, ready to continue her legacy as one of the greatest Paralympic athletes of all time. Outside of the pool, Jessica Long leads a fulfilling and well-rounded life that extends beyond her identity as a world-class athlete. Balancing her athletic career with personal passions, Jessica finds time to unwind, stay connected with loved ones, and engage in causes close to her heart. Jessica enjoys spending quality time with her family and friends, who have been a constant source of support throughout her career. Her family, particularly her adoptive parents, played a crucial role in helping her overcome the challenges associated with her disability and athletic career. She often returns to her home state of Maryland, where she reconnects with her family and takes a break from the demands of training. Jessica has spoken about the importance of these relationships in helping her stay grounded and maintaining a healthy balance between her professional and personal life. Beyond swimming, Jessica is passionate about advocacy work, particularly in the areas of adoption and disability awareness. As an adoptee herself, having been adopted from a Siberian orphanage, Jessica has always been vocal about her journey. She works closely with adoption organizations to inspire families and children, sharing her story to promote the positive impact that adoption can have. Additionally, her advocacy for individuals with disabilities has grown alongside her career. Jessica often uses her platform to raise awareness about adaptive sports, encouraging more inclusivity and opportunities for athletes with disabilities. She frequently speaks at public events, gives motivational talks, and works with various organizations to drive positive change in the world of sports and beyond. In her free time, Jessica enjoys staying active outside of the pool. She has taken up activities like hiking and yoga to help maintain her physical fitness in a more relaxed setting. These activities allow her to decompress while still staying connected to the physical movement that has always been a part of her life. Balancing life as an elite athlete with personal interests is something Jessica has perfected over the years. Whether advocating for causes close to her heart, spending time with loved ones, or finding new ways to stay active, Jessica Long leads a life of passion, resilience, and fulfillment both in and out of the pool. Jessica Long's legacy in swimming and advocacy has had a profound impact, not only in the world of Paralympic sports but also in shifting societal perceptions of athletes with disabilities. Her success in the pool, where she amassed 29 Paralympic medals, established her as one of the most accomplished athletes in history, while her advocacy work has paved the way for greater visibility and opportunities for individuals with disabilities. In swimming, Jessica's legacy is unparalleled. Her longevity and dominance in Paralympic competition have set a new standard for athletes across all disciplines, not just in adaptive sports. Her achievements have helped to elevate Paralympic swimming to new heights, inspiring a new generation of athletes to pursue their own paths to greatness. She's been instrumental in showing young swimmers that disability is not a limitation but an opportunity to redefine what is possible through hard work and determination. Through her success, Jessica has also demonstrated the immense potential of adaptive sports, contributing to a shift in how Paralympic athletes are viewed by the public and the sports community. Her influence extends well beyond the pool. Jessica has used her platform to advocate for the importance of adaptive sports, highlighting how physical activity can empower people with disabilities, boost confidence, and provide a sense of community. She frequently speaks about her experiences, raising awareness of the challenges and triumphs of athletes with disabilities. Jessica's involvement with adaptive sports organizations has helped create more inclusive opportunities for disabled athletes, ensuring that they have access to the resources, support, and visibility necessary to excel. One of the most significant aspects of Jessica's legacy is her role in changing society's perception of Paralympic athletes. Through her achievements and advocacy, she has helped dismantle the notion that athletes with disabilities should be viewed through the lens of sympathy. Instead, she champions the idea that Paralympians are elite athletes in their own right, deserving of the same respect, recognition, and admiration as their Olympic counterparts. Her dominance in the pool has not only earned her accolades but also raised the profile of Paralympic sports as a whole, contributing to greater media coverage and sponsorship opportunities for adaptive athletes. Looking to the future, Jessica plans to continue her work both in sports and advocacy. While she remains focused on competing and furthering her legacy in the pool, she is also passionate about using her platform to inspire the next generation. Her advocacy for adoption and disability awareness will remain central to her mission as she seeks to influence not just athletes, but also society's broader understanding of inclusion and the value of adaptive sports. In sum, Jessica Long's legacy is one of breaking barriers and setting new standards, both as a Paralympic champion and as an advocate for individuals with disabilities. Her contributions to the world of sports will continue to inspire athletes for years to come, while her advocacy work ensures that future generations will benefit from the greater inclusivity she has helped to create.